Yesterday on the broadcast, I brought up something that if a person heard that broadcast, I am suggesting something that most people would never even consider or haven't even thought about ever considering it. And that is the defeat of hate. And we talked about hate as being that which is destructive. And of course, it's a feeling that's contrary to love. But it resides in the heart of many individuals. And as I said, it's very destructive, both physically and spiritually. But let's talk about the spiritual side. I often mention here on the broadcast about the spiritual awakening that's described in the Gospel of John, the 3rd chapter, where a man by the name of Nicodemus came to Jesus by night and wanted to know about miracles. He wanted to know, how do you do the miracles? And Jesus told him something that is, I believe, is life transforming. And he told him, well, you have to be born again. And what does that mean? And in my definition, in my understanding, that it's a spiritual awakening. It's something that happens in the spiritual world. Jesus said to Nicodemus, if you want to understand miracles, if you want to understand the work of God, the activity of God, it has to be comprehended in the spiritual world and not in the physical world. Well, hate resides in the physical world, in your physical being. Unfortunately, hate also will control, and it will set the agenda for the spiritual side too. In other words, it crosses over the aspect that it keeps us separated from God. If there's hate in your heart, and you say, well, I'm a Christian person. I'm a person who believes in God, and I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. But if you've got hate in your heart, you have a problem, because you're not able to enter into that spiritual realm because of the hate that's in your heart. And that's why I say hate has to be defeated. But you might say to me, Pastor King, but you don't understand. You don't realize what this person or these people did to me. Well, perhaps I don't understand your circumstances and your situation, but I do understand what Jesus Christ went to the cross of Calvary to accomplish. And he went to defeat hate and all of the ramifications of hate. And even as he suffered on the cross, he talked about forgiveness. And forgiveness is such a powerful weapon against hate. But it must be done. Because as I have said, hate and hatred is very, very destructive. And it must be defeated for us to live in spiritual victory where we can rise above sin. We have to deal with the issue of hatred in our heart. And we'll talk about it more as we go through the week on the broadcast. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.